afternoon and welcome to the 2020 50 Most Influential Latinos of Georgia. My name is Antonio Molina and I am the chair-elect of the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. In 2018, I called our past president and great friend Santiago Marquez to discuss the possibility of putting together an event that would highlight those members in our community doing incredible work. And together with the help of Santiago and the Chamber, we embarked to create the 50 Most Influential Latinos of Georgia. As my mentor, Representative Pedro Marin, always says, honor al que honor merece. That is what is at the heart of this recognition, to celebrate those in our community that are going above and beyond the call of duty. Those who through their work are changing the landscape of our state, the movers and shakers, the people of influence that are making Georgia a better place to live, work, and play. But more importantly, those that are making a real impact on the lives of those in our community. They include individuals in government, the arts, media, sports, nonprofits, health, technology, business, and all other aspects of life. I know this year finds us in unparalleled times, and that as you're seeing this program, many in our community are suffering and going through an extremely difficult time. I want to remind you all that we are here for you. Your chamber is here for you. This program is without a doubt taking place in the most uncertain time for our country. But I truly believe that all those nominated shed a great deal of light into what our community is made of, and a clear sign that we will get through this. While nominations were down compared to past years, we had well over 300 nominations. And with the help of the selection committee, representing the various sectors of our community, and the assistance of our facilitator, Tony Gonzalez, we have been able to arrive at the 50 most influential Latinos of 2020. I want to thank the members of the committee and Tony Gonzalez for putting in the painstaking work of arriving at this year's selectees. By forming part of the selection committee, neither myself, Tony Gonzalez, nor anyone on the selection committee is eligible to be selected. So I thank you for your selfless devotion to service, for putting others above yourself. This year we have an incredible number of individuals nominated who are doing so much to help our community in these trying times. Individuals that shed light into the work that our Latino, Latinx, and Hispanic community is doing throughout the state, from Savannah to the Georgia mountains, from the city to rural communities in South Georgia. Our community is putting in the work. I commend each and every person nominated and those that have supporting them for putting in the good work. In the words of the great John Lewis, keep getting into good trouble and continue the work you have embarked on. Selected or not, you are all worthy of recognition and should be extremely proud of the service and the work you have done for the betterment of our state and others. Our state owes you a great deal of gratitude. In the Navy, we have a saying that says, bravo Zulu, job well done. So to you today, bravo Zulu, job well done. Now, without further ado, to get the program started, let me introduce our interim president of the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Gabriel Baca.
Thank you, Antonio Molina. Hello, and welcome to the 2020 edition of the 50 Most Influential Latinos in Georgia. My name is Gabriel Baca, and I am the interim president and CEO of the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and a 2019 GHCC Hall of Fame recipient. This program is possible due to the financial support of our sponsors. Our host sponsor, the Atlanta Braves, Los Bravos de Atlanta, and our presenting sponsor, Truist. Our gold sponsors are Primerica, Quickly Media, silver sponsors, AT&T, CareSource, Urbina Law, and the Atlanta Gladiators. Thanks to all of you for your investment in our chamber and to make such an important investment a reality of this program today. Gracias a todos. This program is taking place during the start of Hispanic Heritage Month, and I salute all Hispanics in this country and the state that contribute to the economy as well as support the community. This program is also taking place during an unprecedented historic time, the COVID-19 pandemic. I want to show our appreciation to all the people that have been on the front lines of this crisis, providing essential services, and this includes many, many people, such as healthcare workers, first responders, grocery store clerks, gas station attendants, postal employees, delivery drivers, auto mechanics, and much, much more. A big thank to all of you. The Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is now 36 years old, and it has been here in this community to support and help Hispanic businesses by providing many, many services such as education and access to resources. So I encourage you to become a member and sponsor by investing in our chamber, as well as providing a donation so we can continue with this work to support our Hispanic businesses. In 2019, the GHCC decided to begin to recognize those that throughout the years have gone above and beyond the call of duty. Those trailblazers, the game changers, the ones that laid the foundation and path for others to emulate. Those that have been having a lasting effect on our state, and they are entered into the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Hall of Fame. The GHCC 2020 Hall of Fame recipients are Santiago Marquez, Gigi Pedraza, and Judge Dax Lopez. Congratulations. Let's hear what they have to say regarding their accomplishments.
My name is Dax Lopez, and I'm proud to serve as one of the DeKalb County State Court judges, and I've been doing that since 2010.
My name is Gigi Pedraza, and I am the Executive Director with the Latino Community Fund. I have been engaged with the Latino community since 2002 in Atlanta, but leading the organization since 2017.
Santiago Marquez, I'm the CEO of the Latin American Association, and I've been doing that 2 months.
I think I won this prestigious award because I've always tried to do my job with honor and integrity. I know that what I do will be a reflection of the community at large, and that our community will be judged based on my performance. So I always keep that in mind whenever I do anything in my life. I try to represent this community with honor, integrity. I always want to set the best example for everyone in our community.
I think I won this award because I am terca, because I am very firm and very clear in the belief that we could do better by our community and keep trying different ways.
I like to think that I won this prestigious award because people have seen the impact of the work that I have been involved in for 20 years, and that work has been all in the nonprofit sector, both locally and nationally, and most of it has been with the Hispanic community. So, you know, when you reach a certain age, I think people start to appreciate the work over 20 years.
I think the best way I can continue to help the Latino community is to serve as a mentor. I see so many talented leaders out there who just need someone to help them open doors and to help them get connected with the right people. I hope that I can serve in that capacity because I think there's so much talent and I think there's so much passion, and I think, again, together we can get so much done. So I think my job is always going to be as connector, as mentor, as advisor. I'm here to help you reach your goals.
I am passionate about the Latino community in Georgia because I think it's time to get representation, to get access to decision-making tables, because everybody is and should be a leader. If you have a brain, if you have a body, you have a voice, and that voice matters. And I am passionate to ensure that we create a space so that diverse voices have an opportunity to make decisions for their own communities.
I'm so passionate about serving the Latino community here in Georgia because I feel that much has been given to me. My family was able to come here from Cuba. We were able to establish a good life for ourselves. Certainly I live a better life than my parents live, and I like to think my daughters have a better life than I did. And I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to share those gifts and blessings that I have had, a good education and a great work experience. And so that's why, for me, my passion is to serve my community. Also, It has a lot to do, I believe, with my Catholic upbringing. I was raised in Catholic school, even went to Catholic university recently, and always taught that a business mind and a servant heart is really the way to live your life. So I think, my family upbringing with my Catholic education, and then the ability to be able to serve through my work are all the reasons why I love to give back.
I know that as a community, we face a lot of issues. We're facing a global pandemic. We're facing economic crises. We are facing social and racial injustice. But I want you to remember that there's always hope. I want you to remember that together we're stronger, that unidos podemos hacer cualquier cosa. I want you to remember that there's always someone there to help you, and that we are all bound together in this community to progress and move forward. Don't lose hope. Reach out. Talk to your neighbors. Reach out to me. I'm here for you. I have your back. So please, keep the hope, keep the faith. Let's work together, and we will get through this together.
My commitment is to continue working with the Latino community to ensure that diverse voices have a space, decision power at the table. In the last 3 years since 2017, we have been successful in bringing $1.5 million to Georgia to Latino-led, Latino-serving organizations to ensure continuation of leadership in our community. The next years are going to be really difficult. COVID-19, is going to have long-lasting efforts. My commitment is to continue working to ensure to mitigate the damage, and we go from surviving to thriving.
Well, I believe that I will retire or I will die, whichever comes first. In a life of service, it's the life that I enjoy, it's a life that I love. I don't really think about it as work, really. It's something that I really get up in the morning and look forward to the challenges, knowing that when I go to bed at night, I can think about the outcomes that we have had that day, and they're all very positive. So whatever I end up doing and my next phase, I'm sure it'll be something related to service, and I'm sure it'll be with the Latino community.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't be by with little help from my friends. So I'm gonna try with little help from my friends.
I'd first like to thank the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for all of their work in putting together this year's event. Hello, my name is Melanie Mitchell, and I'm the Director of Multicultural Marketing at Truist. We are proud to be the presenting sponsor of this year's 50 Most Influential Latinos in Georgia. The contributions of the 2020 cohort of winners is indeed something to be proud of and an occasion to celebrate. At Truist, our purpose is to inspire and build better lives and communities. And what a way to show our commitment to that purpose by celebrating those who are doing just that. Events like this help us to recognize the unsung heroes in our communities, showcasing the diversity of leadership that makes Georgia a great place to live, work, and play. It's always a pleasure to support events like this alongside one of our corporate partners, the Atlanta Braves. Truist salutes all of the 2020 awardees. We look forward to a long-term relationship with the Georgia Hispanic Chamber and celebrating many more of the influential leaders to come. So to kick it off, first on the list is a businessman, a community leader, and a philanthropist. Thanks to his efforts, hundreds of children have received scholarships and have been able to receive mentorship. Ruben Cruz has supported many of our nonprofit organizations and is a fierce advocate for his clients. Help me in congratulating Ruben Cruz as our first selectee of this year's 50 Most Influential Latinos. Our next selectee is someone that when you need something, you just need to make the call and she will help you out. She has served with the City of Atlanta for a number of years and has really helped to lift the voices of Latinos in the city. Help us in congratulating Luisa Fernanda Cardona. Our next selectee is someone who has been doing an incredible job in keeping our state entertained. When he is not performing at some of the biggest nightclubs in Atlanta, he is helping in the community. Most of you know him as the official DJ For our home team, the Atlanta United, let's give it up for Georgia's own DJ Ayu. During these tough and uncertain times, we have needed the voice of healthcare professionals to inform us, to give us guidance, and none has been more important than that of our next nominee. Our next recipient has been on all national media platforms, has been a guest in many community digital events, all with the aim of ensuring that we are informed. Please help me in congratulating from Emory University, Dr. Carlos Del Rio. Our next recipient has been working to provide a voice for the voiceless for over 2 decades. He is a regular political commentator on various news outlets and a fervent advocate for the community he loves. Through his role, thousands of individuals have registered to vote, received leadership training, and have obtained their U.S. citizenship. Please help us in congratulating and recognizing Jerry Gonzalez. Our next nominee has been supporting our community behind the scenes for many years. Besides running a successful immigration practice, she has supported many individuals running for office and numerous nonprofit organizations. She is a graduate of Leadership Georgia, and this year she threw her hat in the race and is poised to become the only Latina in our state's legislator. Let's give it up for Zulma Lopez. Our next recipient has been working as a civil servant for over 2 decades and is a member of the National Guard. This year, he has been responsible for spearheading the response to COVID at a state level, and in 2019 became the first Latino constitutional officer in Georgia's history. Please put your hands together for our Commissioner of Insurance, John King. The next selectee has really made a name for herself as a documented business owner. She put her passion, skills, and devotions to highlighting the lives of others through art. Her works of art can be enjoyed while driving through the streets of Atlanta, at the High Museum, or the next time you are at the Home Depot yard at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Please help me in congratulating Jamie Cambro. Our next recipient has broken many glass ceilings. Some years back, he became the first Latino elected to a school board. He then took it one step forward and became the first Latino chairman of a board of education in the state of Georgia. He is involved with numerous nonprofits and is regularly sought after for advice. He also helps to support a lot of our nonprofits in the state. Please help me in recognizing Jason Estevez. Our next selectee took a break from our list last year, but is back stronger than ever. Many know her as a representative, an attorney, and an all-around amazing person. This year, this recipient not only went to battle against unsurmountable odds, but through her efforts was able to have a law which was attacking our democratic system declared unconstitutional. Let's give it up for Deborah Gonzalez. Our next recipient has been extremely busy during the last year. He currently serves as a consultant for a plethora of Latinx serving organizations and the Department of Family and Children's Services. Beyond his work with nonprofits, he works behind the scenes in ensuring that the policy at the state levels helps to support our community. Please help me in recognizing Christopher Perlera. Our next selectee wears many hats. She is an author, an educational leader, and an avid supporter of our youth. She currently serves as a director of academic support and oversees the Hispanic mentoring priority for Gwinnett County. When the pandemic hit and schools were shut down, Nuri worked diligently with GCPS to ensure that the needs of students were being met. Please help us in recognizing Nuri Castillo Crawford. Our next selectee has served on numerous boards and has supported many nonprofits in our community. Born to Cuban parents, his name might throw you off, but he is proud of his heritage. During COVID, he has really stood out, showcasing many leaders in the community as part of a digital show that airs each week. Through his efforts, he has been able to highlight the incredible work that our community is doing. Please help us in recognizing Doug Rohan. Congratulations to all of those selected so far. Here to announce the next 13 recipients, please give it up for our friends and the host of today's event, the Atlanta Braves.
Hello, everybody. My name is Derek Schiller, President and CEO of the Atlanta Braves. We're coming to you from Truist Park, and although we're not playing a baseball game today, this is live. We are here at Truist Park. This is not a green screen. We wish that we were all together and not virtual, but in the meantime, we're very proud to support the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we're also proud to support the 50 most influential Latinos in Georgia. We've had a role with that celebration for the past 3 years and have been honored to have, among others, Eddie Perez and Inder Inciarte that have won that distinction. We welcome and hope that you can come out to Truist Park at some point in time in the near future. But in the meantime, we look forward to the partnership that we've had with the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce on a number of different things. This year, in this time that has been very difficult and troubled for so many, we're proud to play a role by serving some 20,000 meals to the Hispanic community throughout Georgia. Among other things, we've launched Los Bravos, which is a great branding of the Atlanta Braves and a celebration of the Latino community and the role that the Latino community plays here in Georgia throughout the Southeast. The Los Bravos brand can be seen on our jerseys at times and is prevalent in a lot of the different marketing that we do throughout Georgia and throughout the Southeast. We've had a great relationship with the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We look forward to that continuing on. So I welcome and thank you all for being here today. I especially want to congratulate the winners of this year's 50 Most Influential Latinos in Georgia. And I hope that someday soon that you can return to Truist Park, watch a Braves baseball game, cheer on your team. But in the meantime, we look forward to seeing if we can win a World Series this year. So thank you, everybody. Go Braves.
Thank you, Derek, for your vision and support. Good afternoon. My name is Adrian Williams, and I'm the Senior Director of Diversity and Community Marketing for the Atlanta Braves. We are thankful for this partnership that began 3 years ago and are looking forward to continuing working with the Chamber to support Hispanic businesses. Now let's continue with the recognitions. Our next selectee embodies the future of our state. She is truly a connector. Her passion for building equality and inclusion is refreshing. Among her many projects and service includes her work with the Sarah J. Gonzalez Park in Atlanta, the Atlanta Jewish Committee, HYPE, the GHCC, and Catholic Charities, to name a few. We are so proud to see that our state's future is in good hands. Help us recognize Sophia Borg. Our next recipient also returns to our list after being out last year. When it comes to political influence in our state, especially in the Republican Party, not many come close. He has worked tirelessly behind the scenes and this year is poised to become the first Republican Latino as a member of the state Senate in Georgia. Let's give it up for Jason Innovators. Our next nominee is no stranger to the Latinx community in Georgia. She has been serving Latino families for numerous years. While she labors mostly behind the scenes, the mission could not be completed without all the hard work and dedication she provides. Let's give it up for Aitza Pascual. Our next nominee is no stranger to helping out and has worked behind the scenes for many years. He has been instrumental in helping hundreds in our community. Aside from his community's work, he is also a very successful businessman running one of the fastest growing Latino-owned firms in the state. Please help us in recognizing Michael Urbina. Our next recipient helped to rebirth an organization that is greatly needed in our community. During the past 4 years, she has helped lift the organization from almost non-existence to a major player in the Latinx community. Most importantly, she has done all the work with great humility and without a need for recognition. Please help us to congratulate Marcelo Fuller. Our next selectee has been working in Georgia politics for over 2 decades. He has also served in multiple capacities with various Georgia colleges and universities. In his new role, he worked with one of the most active political lobbying firms in the state and recently began the first Latino political podcast in our state. Please help us recognize Joelle Alvarado. Our next recipient does more in one day than most people do in a week. She is the co-founder of the Georgia Latino Law Foundation and was the only Latina serving on the state bar of Georgia's Board of Governors. During COVID, she created a virtual judicial internship program for Georgia law students whose summer work had been canceled as a result of the pandemic. Let's give it up for Ana Maria Martinez. Our next recipient hit the ground running since arriving in Georgia and has not let up once. He is a regular on national media, speaking about the impact that various legislations are having in our community. During COVID and under his leadership, thousands of families have been able to receive much needed food assistance and testing. We are truly better because he is here with us. Please help us in congratulating the Honorable Consul of Mexico, Javier Diaz de Leon. The next recipient has been living a life of service for many years, as well as mentoring the next generation. Besides being one of the top-rated labor and employment lawyers in Georgia, and a partner in one of the state's biggest firms, and serves on the State of Georgia Personnel Board. During COVID, she has been instrumental in ensuring our community understood all the various new laws that were being enacted federally. Let's give it up for Gliani Fugundo. Our next recipient wears many hats, and his reach can be felt throughout the state. He has served as the first Latino in many capacities and helps run one of the biggest media networks in our state. Last year, he was instrumental in the beloved benefit, serving as the only Latino on the committee. His roles also include being a past chair of the Young Professional Group of the United Way of Greater Atlanta. Please help me in congratulating Ivan Shamas. Our next recipient was recently named to lead one of America's top 20 largest community foundations. Prior to this role, he served as the Senior Vice President of the Arthur Blank Family Foundation, where he led transformational revitalization of Atlanta's West Side, while simultaneously directing Blank's community development. Please help us in recognizing Frank Fernandez. Our next recipient's projects have impacted every Georgian in expanding healthcare access, workforce capacity, and allowed individuals to access specialty care within their medical home without the need of travel, loss of work days, or need for daycare. She is responsible for the expansion of telehealth in our state and helped train over 1,800 clinicians on telehealth. Please help us in recognizing Sulema Salgado. Our next recipient has an extensive history in higher education, and chances are, if you ever attended Georgia Perimeter College or Georgia State University, you know who he is or have been impacted by his work. He currently serves as the Senior Director of Student Success Programs at Georgia State University, overseeing staff and students across all 6 campuses. Please give it up for Eric Cuevas. What an amazing group we have recognized thus far. Here to continue the recognitions, please help us welcome back Antonio Molina.
Business owners and entrepreneurs, finding new clients has never been more difficult. And old marketing ways just don't work anymore. The future is today, and the world is more competitive than ever before. Through years of research, development, and implementation, Quickly Media has mastered a results-driven blueprint that will skyrocket your business quicker than ever. Through coding, design, media, and paid advertisement, we apply these solutions for your digital marketing needs. So apply now and become one of the lucky 5 businesses that we will be working with this quarter. And just wait and see how quickly your business grows.
Thank you, Adrian. As all of you know watching this program, none of this is possible without our sponsors. So please join me once again in thanking all of our amazing sponsors. This program would also not be possible without the excellent work of our friends at Quickly Media, who have helped put this program together. Thank you, Daniel, and the entire team at Quickly Media for being our partners in this journey. Now to get on with the selection. Our next selectees help to highlight the beauty of this award. Many times we work in a Metro Atlanta bubble, but this award is geared towards capturing the work and recognizing those throughout the state. Our next selectees have been working with the Georgia Department of Education Migrant Program for a very long time. He's also helped organize the South Georgia Conference of Migrant Education. He was also instrumental in helping Valdosta State University get the CAMP scholarship. He has inspired hundreds of children and adults to continue education. Please help us in congratulating Israel Cortez. Our next recipient is no stranger to this award. She is a founding member of the Savannah Undocumented Youth Alliance, La Suya. Her passion for helping people, especially the immigrant community, who is often forgotten and left to fend for themselves during times of crisis, is without compare. Please help us in recognizing Daniela Rodriguez. Our next recipient is a force for good. Her organization has helped thousands of Latinx families throughout Metro Atlanta. During COVID, she hit the ground running, helping to ensure that programs continued and that the families she served were cared for. For her efforts, she has been recognized by various media outlets and organizations in our state. Let's give it up for Belisa Urbina. Our next recipient represents the future of our state, a young mover and shaker that through his hard work has made a name for himself. His labor in Georgia started through Inroads, an organization geared towards creating access for minority youth to corporate America. Most recently, he was elected as the new president of the Hispanic Young Professionals and Entrepreneurs, most known by HYPE. Please help us in recognizing Alex Villanueva. Our next recipient in 2020 became the first Latina in the 40-year history of the University of Georgia's Small Business Development Center to be named the statewide director. She also advocated and secured $470,000 in federal and state funding for Hispanic-based organizations that serve the business community of Georgia in 2019 and 2020. Please help us in congratulating Carolina Ramon. Our next selectee has been working behind the scenes in helping to educate the youth of Metro Atlanta for numerous years. Through his role at one of our biggest nonprofits in the community, he has helped spearhead countless of youth conferences, educational programming, and mentorship opportunities. During COVID, he has been instrumental in supporting the various food drives organized by the Latin American Association. Please help us in recognizing Eliezer Vélez. Our next recipient is no stranger to the list and has broken many glass ceilings. An individual who credits his success to the teachers that encourage her to do more. Our next nominee is an attorney, a true community leader, who is always ready to roll up her sleeves and who has inspired thousands of youth when she became the first Latina elected to the Georgia General Assembly. Please put your hands together for Brenda Lopez. Our next nominee is a man that needs no introduction. The fact is that unless you were living under a rock, you know who he is, and if you're a fan of Atlanta United, you know how much he is needed. But his work goes beyond the field, and you can catch him in the community at various events, but more importantly, in the halls of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Please help us congratulate the Golden Boots, Atlanta's own Joseph Martinez. Our next selectee is no stranger to the community. You can catch her show now in various states and see her working all around the community. She has given a voice to the silent and the voiceless. She lives a life of service and is always willing to help. Throughout the years, she has served on numerous boards and has been our zealous advocate. Let's give it up for Mariela Romero. Our next nominee was one of the most nominated in this year's class and goes to show how your hard work never falls on deaf ears. He always puts himself last and only cares about serving others. Let's give it up for Father Jaime Molina Juarez. Our next recipient continues to represent our community with honor and distinction. This year, she covered extensively how COVID was affecting minority communities. And during the Atlanta protest, was quick to switch gears from covering her regularly scheduled entertainment segment to the front lines, bringing us coverage of the call of justice and equality. We saw her day after day getting tear gas, braving all elements, while remaining professional and graceful. Please help us in congratulating Astrid Martinez. Next recipient has climbed the ladder to a position very few Latinos ever reach, and has done so with humility, grit, and determination. As the president of one of Atlanta's sports teams, the Atlanta Gladiators, his work has gone beyond the team. His passion to bring the sport of hockey to minority communities, and he has helped to fund numerous community events and organizations. He also currently serves on the board of 2 prominent Latino nonprofit organizations. Please help us and congratulate Jerry James. Congratulations to all the recipients who have been named thus far. Your work truly shows a great credit upon yourself. Gracias por todo su servicio y pasión por nuestra comunidad. Thank you for all of your service and passion in serving our community. I would also be remiss if I didn't thank our presenting sponsor, Truist, for stepping up during these unparalleled times and supporting our initiative for a 2nd year in a row. Thank you so much for your support. I also want to thank our host, the Atlanta Braves. And for those watching, please make sure to tune in tonight to Los Bravos de Atlanta as they honor Hispanic Heritage Month while they face the Mets at 7 p.m. Now, here to close out the program, please help me in welcoming back to the stage the interim president of the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Gabriel Baca.
The Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is a proud organization, and we cannot do all the great work we do without the support of our team of professionals that support us every day and support you, our members and sponsors. Thank you for all the hard work. Ish Gale, Norma Zúñiga Cardosa, Nadia Hoffel, Juanita Rivera, Fabiola Rios, Jimmy McDonald, and Juanita Velez. We are in the stage of resilience and recovery, and every day we are helping business owners to reopen their businesses, help them with grant money to pay their rent, or to feed their families, provide financial education, but especially provide them with a platform to showcase their business to the public. We are here to support you, the Hispanic business owner, and your family. Please reach out to us and visit us at ghcc.org and see all the program support that we offer, as well as to make a donation. Before going to the last segment of winners, I want to thank the Atlanta Braves for being our host sponsor and the presenting sponsor, Truist. Thank you very much. I have the distinct pleasure today to close out this year's wonderful list of recipients. Our next recipient has been Georgia bred. When he is not down at the Capitol, he is helping lead the efforts of our immigrant community in Washington. Working behind the scenes, he has helped secure close to $200,000 in grant funding, opportunity for community groups like the Latin American Association, the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Ser Familia, Athena's Warehouse, CPACs, and others to continue to do good work. Help me in recognizing Sam Aguilar. Our next recipient is an example of American dream and the value of hard work and determination play in his success. His journey started as a security guard, continued as a professional personal assistant, and continues as the first Latino to be the owner of a major film studio. He has been recognized nationally for his efforts and work and is pushing to increase the presence of Latinos in all levels of the film industry. Please help us in recognizing Ozzy Areo. Our next selectee is an incredible businesswoman, doctor, philanthropist, and community leader. Regardless of the situation, she was always ready to help. Whether it was after the catastrophe in Puerto Rico, the fight of the Venezuelan community, or helping during COVID, she has always answered the call. Her latest efforts is to support scholarships for our youth and other volunteering initiatives have also not gone unnoticed. Let's give it up for Dr. Barbara Dominguez. Our next recipient has been a staple in our community for over 2 decades. While his work is mostly behind the scenes, it is crucial and instrumental. He has also helped launch the careers of many through his previous roles in media. He is also someone who is not afraid to roll up his sleeves and do the hard work. During COVID, his efforts has helped to feed thousands of families and provide critical support to micro businesses. Please help us in recognizing Jorge Gomez. Our next recipient is a renowned speaker, businesswoman, artist, and Spanish community servant. While she grew up undocumented, it did not keep her down. She persevered. But she runs a creative content agency with a focus on uplifting marginalized voices. She is also the founder of Kick-Ass Girl Powwow, a digital platform that celebrates and highlights girls and women who live out loud. Let's give it up for Samantha Ramirez Herrera. Our next recipient has been a pioneer and has worked behind the scenes at one of Atlanta's biggest media networks. Besides his role as Regional Vice President for Univision Atlanta, he also serves on numerous boards, including the Ronald McDonald House Charities and the Latino Community Fund of Georgia. Help us recognize Eddie Elguezabal. Our next recipient has been putting in the good work over the last 5 years. She is a steadfast leader with a passion to lift others up, both in office and out of office. She is the Chief Operating Officer at We Partner and has labored to ensure that her company is as representative as the diverse communities it serves. She also works with organizations such as True Love for Special Needs Families, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, and Caminar Latino. She is also the co-chair and board advisor of the Hispanic Business Center, part of the GHCC, and just named the Hispanic Businesswoman of the Year by the GHCC. Please help us recognize Hilda Abbott. Our next recipient has been keeping our community informed for quite some time. As the editor-in-chief of El Nuevo Georgia, he has ensured that the voice of hundreds of thousands are represented and that the community is aware of everything that is going on in our state and nationally. Furthermore, he is always willing to lend a helping hand and has promoted various of our community nonprofits and Latinx candidates running for office. Please help me in recognizing Rafael Navarro. Our next selectee is the area manager for Georgia Power Company and was a recipient of the first Preston Albright Award for service. Her service for the community has never wavered and currently serves on multiple boards, including the Latin American Association, of which she will be the next chairwoman. Please help me in recognize Misty Fernandez. Our next recipient are a first of this award, but we could not recognize one without the other. They have been spearheading a program to increase graduation rates among our youth for over a decade and have been recognized at a national level for their efforts. This year, their organization won national and comprises over 60 chapters statewide. Please help us in congratulating David and Angela Araya. Last but most definitely not least is a young man that is beyond inspirational. While most run to the limelight, this young man sought to be anonymous. But we are so glad that he finally decided to be recognized for all his work. He has been recognized statewide and nationally for his work in providing PPE to our healthcare professionals. The craziest part is that he is still just in high school. If this does not provide hope about what our future is in store, I do not know what will. As the founder of Paralink, his organization has been able to provide more PPE than the federal government. But let's give the biggest round of applause for Edward Aguilar, a bright example of the future of our state. I also want to congratulate the notable mention winners. This is a special day, and congratulations to all of our winners for the 2020 50 Most Influential Latinos in Georgia. You can see this broadcast again by going to our website and our GHCC YouTube channel. I want to provide a special thanks to Antonio Molina for leading the effort on putting together this program, as well as Ish Gale for working side by side to make this program a reality. Also, I want to thank our sponsors that provide financial support. Our host sponsor, the Atlanta Braves, Los Bravos de Atlanta, our presenting sponsor, Truist, gold sponsors, Primerica, Quickly Media, and our silver sponsors, AT&T, CareSource, Urbina Law, and the Atlanta Gladiators. Thank you. Please stay tuned for our next GHCC signature programs, as you could register and become a sponsor at ghcc.org. The Latino Prosperity Conference, October 15th, the GHCC LAA, the MA Empower Women's Conference, November 2nd, and the GHCC Awards Gala, A Night into the Future, on November 13th.